Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of news and updates usually I go about on Twitter X platform. And just a quick reminder that today later we will have Midnight Suns episode. Again, having a blast playing this game. I'm not sure how many episodes we will be for this particular series, and then I have to decide which game I'm going to play next. I think I'm still going to stick with the Callisto Protocol, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Um, just a reminder that I also have some completed gameplay series in 4K, the most recent ones, and 1080p in older gameplay that I did before the interruption of having to move out of the country. But yeah, other than that, let's go to the news. I recently covered this game, Hell Is Us. Um, I first noticed a couple of months ago or something like that. I don't remember exactly when. I watched the first trailer for this game, and it got my interest peaked at the time. And I been trying to follow up on this game, and we got now an extended gameplay kind of walkthrough with the creative director of this game, and I think he was a previous art director in Deus Ex, the latest two Deus Ex mainline games, which is I know the last one was Mankind Divided, and yeah, I think we got a good game upcoming here with this one. Very interesting setting. The I like very much the UI. It's very minimal, to the point you don't have kind of compass, you don't have quest progress trackers and pointers all around. It's a little bit on the puzzle. It's got some mixture of puzzle, exploration, and a little bit of the combat seems the weakest point given from the preview that Facts Alive had when they played this game recently. Even though it's a very solid mechanic on the combat, don't get me wrong on that. But yeah, this one seems to be a more about the setting and the story behind everything around this game, and the combat is kind of something to complement that setting and storytelling that they are going about here. But yeah, I really do recommend you watching this one. I think it might be something of interest. Again, this is kind of a third-person action adventure game. At least it doesn't brand itself Souls-like or anything like that. So don't get fooled if somebody um, tries to say it is something like that. It's more like an adventure game in that sense. But yeah, I really enjoy the setting here and the mystery around the lore of the game itself. But yeah, 15 minutes of very interesting gameplay there. Got also recently I've been watching this and I was trying to find an article so I can pinpoint some comments here from Dragon Quest creator. They were doing some interviews in Tokyo Game Show, and they were approached regarding the remastered versions of Dragon Quest. Again, I never played Dragon Quest, at least that I can remember. Even though the character designs kind of it's very very similar. They seem for me kind of Dragon Ball, but yeah. I think Dragon Ball might have some inspiration out of Dragon Quest. I think Dragon Quest is a very old game series that I think even Pokemon, some mechanics there, the monster capture and everything. I think is inspired, if not outright copied from this game series. I'm really not sure. Again, I don't remember playing these games, but yeah, the creators of Dragon Quest, they got some they did some interview, and again it came about the regarding these remasters, and yeah, they are not very happy regarding the body type stuff and the gender stuff and all, kind of basically the DEI kind of checklist thing that we are starting to see in a lot of games. Um, and they say basically it's unnecessary, but it's also being done in order to address a problem that ultimately it's not existent, which I concur, because again, even if you go about your that ideology um, of gender fluidity or whatever, again, you can pick and choose a gender because ultimately, even if you identify yourself for whatever it is, you make a character based on that gender. You don't. At least so far, I didn't see anybody identify them as body type 1, 2, or 3 or whatever. But yeah, sticking to the point here. Yeah, there has been recent years we've seen a number of developers again replacing this option to create custom characters according to male female binary, instead renaming the option as type 1 and type 2 in all name of inclusivity, which again it's a non-problem. uh, it's trying to create a solution for a problem that doesn't exist. And then with their character act, instead thanking players with simply using sliders to adjust features on a generic body model. Again, I really don't understand that. We got from a lot of games, and some remakes are doing this kind of same thing. Um, uh, Again, and the creator says that he feels nothing but confusion towards this entire concept. Again, I do recommend watching this video, which is the interview with the transcript there, so you can have a better sense of what he's trying to say to a certain extent, because again, this is just quotes out of that video there. I think the context makes more sense after watching the video, as I did. But yeah, even pressed after the host herself dressed as a hero from Dragon Quest III as to recent controversy surrounding Square Enix decision to censor various character designs in their aforementioned Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. He revealed that a major reason for those and more edits are being to make Japanese media is because in order to maximize the profits and sell their game in America, they must follow the USA's particularly puritanical content standards. And then he goes about again. Giving his opinion, which I really do agree in a certain sense, that there is something to a certain extent can be almost classified as nefarious in that sense, because it doesn't make sense. Bottom line, doesn't make any sense in this case of the type 1 and type 2 stuff there, and the censoring here, which some people say it's not censoring, is whatever it is, but it's censoring when when you alter certain things that don't that are not in line with the original intent and the original vision. You're just censoring. It's how you apply the word can differ, but it does the meaning of the word censor is exactly that. You're altering, so you're censoring the version itself of the original games there. But yeah, I really do recommend watching the video. I think it makes more sense if you watch the video than for me to try to make his words mine. But yeah, and I think the quote that you can get for here is, there is something like evil in the name of good. Basically, I think that's the main um, topic there regarding this kind of DEI, Jedi, whatever acronyms you want to put it there. It is as a routine evil to justify some good, which at the end it's no good at all when you do it maliciously. But yeah, we are starting to see a little bit of people being more vocal, especially the creators of the original IP creators of certain games. They are getting a little bit more vocal regarding this situation, which is always a good thing to see. Again, if the original IP creators uh, go in line with this, it is their opinion regardless. But yeah, a lot of them are not very happy with this kind of alterations, especially with this game series here. And then regarding Ubisoft, the thing continues to go on. I don't know, hellhole to a certain extent. And supposedly, Star Wars Outlaws only sold 1 million copies since launch, and they say that it is being used as a learning curve for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Again, I don't think there is going to be any kind of redemption for this game, Outlaws or even Assassin's Creed Shadows. I think we might be seeing. I think they're just delaying the inevitable, even after delaying the game there. But yeah, when it comes to Star Wars Outlaws, again, only 1 million copies sold. Again, in the same time frame, of launch, around 1 month or so. For example, got Black Myth Wukong sold at least 10 million copies, so you can get a sense of deep trouble that they are at Ubisoft, and the fact that they had to, at least just in terms of expenses of developing the game, they have to pay licensing for Star Wars, for the use of Star Wars characters and all that jazz. So they have to, I suppose, pay it up front and probably give a cut of the of the revenue there. So yeah, this is not good. Um, and again, they say they've taken this opportunity into a learning curve for Assassin's Creed Shadow. Again, I don't think so, but what you're going to do? Before the game was even released, again, the details of the season pass roadmap for Star Wars Laws, which is quite a predatory move because you're just trying to input some FOMO on people if they are interested in playing the game. And of course, the director of Star Wars Outlaws also expressed his surprise about the Metacritic score. Again, the reviewers' Metacritic score was a 76, but the user score is around 50 or something like that in the same site there. So yeah, and again, in terms of the official wording that are using, the sales or the game performance is proven softer than expected. Again, I don't know what they were expecting, given all the feedback. It's been very well known that a lot of these companies have a toxic positivity culture inside, so they are delusional regarding what the game is and how it's going to perform. Because again, toxic positivity, you cannot assert your opinion in the sense of give some warnings, telling maybe it's better to alter some stuff, or I don't know, try to correct some stuff that a lot of feedback, even if it can be considered the toxic gamers, which to a certain extent, what they consider as toxic gamers, usually it's your client base. And if your clients are not seeing any kind of um, reaction in the sense of trying to address the issues that they are manifesting, given whatever how they are in Twitter, by doing videos. If you're not trying to address any kind of the situation that your prospective clients are trying to warning about, again, you're not going to sell the game in the way that you think you are going to sell the game. But yeah, this is a reflection of basically 1 million copies in around 1 month. Again, it's not good, and I think I don't know what kind of scenario they're going to do. And I think this game didn't come out on Steam, which is, if you're trying to try to sell as much copies as you can, I don't think not selling on Steam is a good strategy, regardless of what if you need from Activision Blizzard, from PlayStation. Again, if you're not putting your games in Steam, I think it's the biggest market overall in terms of game sales that you can get out of it, because not even Epic Game Store, not Ubi Connect, not the Origin, EA Origin, or any of those will capture a large market share. Yeah, I don't think this is going to bode well. I think we're going to see they're losing money out of this. And with that said, I think they're also going to have a huge hit with Assassin's Creed Shadows. We got recently a video from Endymion, not saying Endymion, which is a very interesting video. I will try not to spoil too much the video there, but yeah, supposedly he managed to, as legendary drops a few days ago, or at least a week ago, some Ubisoft or ex-employees or even employees at the company, they contact legendary drops there, and he made a video about the toxic positivity thing there, and talking about that they were seeing the writing on the wall, but they are basically not allowed to speak about it. Again, more Ubisoft people that work there or ex-employees contacted this guy, and supposedly give a even worse picture that legendary drop video did. I think that it's a huge warning for the industry. But yeah, claims that the main takeaways. Claims that originally the game originally had a male Japanese main character, and the game could be delayed even further, even after being delayed to February next year. They are probably going to delay even more depending on how things go. And yeah, and of course, even after this delay, again, the company itself is not even breaking even in the current financial year. I think one of the reasons they're trying to put this game a little bit to the next quarter. It's one of the reasons to see if they can manage to get some goodwill out of the market and maybe get a more decent quarter the next quarter. But yeah, this is going to fail through. Again, the company now expects net bookings around almost $2 billion and around break even on non IFRS operating income and free cash flow. Again, it's going to be a shit show this year for them. But yeah, but the video itself. Supposedly one of the excuses, while the game is feature complete, the learnings, again, the thing of the learning experience from a Star Wars Outlaw release led us to provide additional time to further polish the title. Again, this is just excuses out of the gate because they were full throttling on the marketing cycle there. We got the shit show with the half Tory Gate stuff there, with the even on cons, having booths there promoting the game. But they decided this after, I think the thing that had latest impact was a half Torygate debacle there. They kind of made the decision to delay the game. But yeah, this is not good. The main takeaway of this video, which I really recommend you check it out. It's basically that February is basically a placeholder for now. At least that's the information that he's getting. There was indeed a male Japanese protagonist with animations and all that stuff. That supposedly the game first act is heavily story driven until it eventually opens up to a more traditional open world Ubisoft experience, which is I don't know if it is a good sign or not. Also, the thing that actually spoke in Ubisoft more than anything was how Japan reacted to the one-legged Torygate figurine stuff. This one, one of the things is getting removed for shadows, and according to my sources, is indeed the rap hip hop music for Yasuke. Again, that they are perfected or trying to smooth the game by removing a lot of stuff. That's my perception there. And yeah, there is a lot more information regarding this game and the information that they give to Endymion. And I really do recommend you watching the video. But yeah, a lot of the main takeaways here are these ones, and the reasoning for Yasuke being in. It's here in the article, but I'm not going to comment there because I really think that watching the video will make your jaw drop regarding the reasoning from them introducing Yasuke, even after they already had a male Japanese character with animations and all that jazz. It's a little bit jaw dropping, the reasonings there. Not surprising, but again, it goes in line with the full-on DEI acronym mafia ideology there in a lot of how it permeates in the company itself. Even though you got a lot of people that basically had to keep their mouths shut so that they don't get fired. I really understand a little bit of that point of view of people just they prefer to keep their jobs and trying to go with the flow in that sense. But yeah, in the meanwhile, they are leaking out this kind of information. Again, take it with a grain of salt because, again, this is what we can perceive as anonymous sources. Supposedly are current employees and former employees of Ubisoft. But then again, I think it goes in line with the expectation that we have from the company itself. Might be some kind of positive reinforcement in the sense that it's something that it not might be exactly what they're saying, but at least that's their perspective of the persons that talk with Edimian. But yeah, this doesn't bode well. I think we're going to see a lot of this coming out of also other companies and some upcoming games. I think we're going to see, as mentioned also in these videos that recently coming out, is what they're going to try and do is maintain the original vision for the projects, but making a baited switch in the marketing stuff, which is trying to market it as non-DEI, non all of this shit show thing. And when you start playing the game, like in I don't know, maybe the first couple of hours you don't see anything that it's in that sense. But then when you spend over a little bit more, a couple of hours, you then starting to see the messaging and all that shit that usually is trying to preach something that it's not in line with the supposedly marketed vision of the game there. And then trying to fool players in paying for what they are not think they're not buying. But yeah, it's coming to a shit show of a storm there. But again, a lot of people are again, always wait for reviews, never pre-order. Always pay attention if possible to the marketing materials. Check as much as you can, like for example gameplay previews and all that jazz, and to get a better sense of what the games could be. And yeah, keep yourself an open eye on what the products that you think that might be good and probably are not. And again, I think reviews from independent reviewers are the best source of information for you to make your decision. And again, never pre-order, never pre-order. It gives you for starters, gives a message to the publisher that you are interested in what they are making, while again, and it gives them a sense of financial security that it's not it passes the wrong idea financially. But yeah, but even if you really want to pre-order by any chance of because you think the game is going to be good, you can also pre-order a couple of hours before the official launch. So there is that. You it's considered a pre-order. uh, there's no need to pre-order months in advance or weeks in advance if that's really what you want to do. But yeah, basically this is it. Not much else happening there. There is the Godot engine stuff there. I still didn't catch a good article that sums up the situation itself, but it's not in a good shape, that Godot engine stuff there. But yeah, I will wrap up with some gaming deals. We have it's not this 505 games publisher sale. There is a turn-based festival happening on Steam. Miasma Chronic is part of that, and it's 45% off. We got also again turn-based RPG fest. We got King Arthur Knight's Tale. It's a very good game, and it's 70% off plus all the little DLC stuff there. It's very cheap, so I think it might be a good option there. Also, we got Jagged Alliance free, 50% off on the base game. We got Shark Punk, seems a pretty good game. If you're not sure, you have a demo that you can play before you buy the game, and it's 33% off. We got also Banner Saga Trilogy. This is the deluxe packs. Got the free games plus the soundtrack, which is pretty good. And yeah, basically that's it. There is no DLC associated with this. I think it's basically you got the deluxe items here, which is nothing there. But yeah, it seems to be a pretty good trilogy, and the actions carry through the free game for all free games. So when you start a game, you have to be conscious that everything will be affected in the third game. Then you got the Callisto Protocol, 75% off on the digital deluxe edition. Again, this is one of the games that I probably the next game that I'm going to play, and then I can have a better knowledge if I really if it really gets the stamp of approval. But yeah, it improved a little bit there in terms of performance. I didn't have any hiccups so far that I can see. When I start playing this game, I'll let everybody know my feedback while I'm playing. And then on GOG, we got the Plague Tale Innocence, 80% off. You got also Requiem, 60% off. Then you got all Dredge, it's 40% off the third edition here. And finally, you got War Tales, which is kind of a Jagged Alliance kind of a game there, but with a more medieval setting, and it's 40% off. And yeah, for today, this is it. Sorry if I ramble a little bit there on the video, but got a lot of stuff on my mind. I'll wrap up here with a plug on my Patreon for extra support. The extra support is for me to get a better storage solution so I can have backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and of course, also extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.